In 2008 at the Beijing Olympics, Michael Phelps did what no human had ever done, winning 8 gold medals. The swimsuits he wore during all his races were designed by a special engineering team at NASA and would go on to be banned from competition just 1 year later. These suits offered compression, buoyancy, and a streamlined design that made swimmers ride on top of the water like a speedboat. 10 years later, the United States banned technical racing suits of any kind for swimmers aged 12 and under. No other country in the world has ever created restrictions like this. So why did they do this? And how will this impact the development of youth and professional sports? In 2009, 147 new world records were set wearing the infamous supersuits. That combined with Michael Phelps' success at the 2008 Olympics elevated swimming to a place that had never been seen before in mainstream media attention. Fast forward nearly 15 years, and even with the new regulations that dramatically limit the speed of racing suits, almost every world record from the supersuit era has been broken. These new technical racing suits are still fast, just not boat-like, and nearly everyone has access to them, except one group of swimmers in the United States. In 2018, USA Swimming's House of Delegates passed a national tech suit ban for swimmers aged 12 and under starting in the year 2020. How is it possible to discriminate against a population of swimmers just based on their age? And in case you're wondering, a technical suit is any swimsuit that has any bonded or taped seams regardless of its fabric, or any suit with woven fabric extending past the hips. Any suit that does not have the FINA logo on it is approved for 12 and under use. But USA Swimming took it one level further and created a logo to indicate that the suit is compliant with the rule. It's a check mark, and no, not like the Instagram verified check mark. This one is placed to the left or right of the FINA logo on the suit. In every sport, technology evolves to make it faster and more competitive. Even if it's expensive or in limited supply, swimming has never seen restrictions like this by age. When looking closer at why USA Swimming made this decision, the rule change followed nearly 3 years of interviews, studies, and research done by consultants who spoke with various constituents on the topic, including clubs, coaches, suit manufacturers, parents, and local swim committees. The catalyst for the rule change seems to focus on 2 main reasons. The first, lowering the cost of participation for younger swimmers. Technical racing suits can cost up to $600, and they only last for a few competitions. And I can only imagine the thought of funding the sport as a parent, knowing that I'd be spending thousands of dollars per year just on swimsuits. The second, and arguably more important reason, is keeping the focus entirely on swimming and not what specific swimsuit brand or suit technology can help the swimmer go faster by simply spending more money. It's a balance that most sports have faced at some point in the past. Whether it's the elimination of aluminum bats in pro baseball or banning the full-length putters in golf, sports technology will continue to evolve. So what do you think? Should 12-year-olds be able to compete with the same technical racing suits as their 13-year-old teammates? Now, it's important to note that technical racing suits for 12 and under swimmers are banned at all meets except nationals, the US Olympic trials, and the US Open. Another debate opens up about the suit manufacturer's involvement. You've got to imagine that these technical racing suits have a very high profit margin, and there's a segment of the population that has no problem spending hundreds of dollars on a fresh new suit for every single competition. And then there's the psychological element in all of this. What are we teaching the next generation by banning a suit for one age group and not another? Imagine for a minute that USA Swimming didn't institute this ban for 12 and unders. What would happen? In the short term, I don't think anything would happen. Some parents would buy their kids these super fast and expensive racing suits. They'd go fast, and then they'd do it again. The cycle would continue, and I'm not really sure how bad that would really be. I could see a scenario where the technology continues to develop, new national age group records are broken more often. That would lead to an increase in media attention, money, and perhaps even more young people joining the sport of swimming. But what about the swimmer's mental state? Does it make sense to teach young athletes that you can just buy performance? And that whomever swimmer's parent has a bigger checkbook is the one who gets to stand on the top of the podium? I mean, I call them young athletes, but they're really just kids. We're talking about swimmers age 9, 10, 11, 12. Can you remember what it was like being that age? They're highly impressionable, naive, and looking to the big kids for guidance. Therefore, it's so important to acknowledge the ramifications that the decision of banning tech suits has on the current and future generation of swimmers. The year after the Beijing Olympics, Michael Phelps beat Millard Kavik in the highly anticipated 100-meter butterfly at the 2009 World Championships in Rome. Leading up to this race, all the hype was about the super suits that all these swimmers were wearing. It was ridiculous. The media was crazy, and after hearing Michael Phelps complain about the unfair playing advantage that these super suits created, Millard Kavik offered to buy Michael Phelps an Arena X Glide so they would have a level playing field and race in the same suit. But Michael Phelps chose to stick with his Speedo laser racing suit, and in the finals of the 100 butterfly, Michael Phelps not only broke the world record, but he also became the first man to go under 50 seconds, all of this without wearing the Arena X Glide suit that he offered to buy him. After the race, Phelps sat on the lane line, tugged on both sides of his bodysuit, smacked his chest, and he made a statement to the world that he could get it done in that suit too. Now, most of us would have never thought that swimming would get so dramatic, but the reason it was so hyped and we were glued to our TV screens was because the swimsuits dominated the headline. It was something new. World records are exciting, and that's exactly what USA Swimming did not want to happen with 12 and unders and the youth. The real question is, did they make the right choice? We'll just have to wait and find out.